as I was saying, the reason why I didn't stream yesterday is because I was literally getting in the shower at like 8:45. Phone goes off. We find out we got a Verdansk trailer. Okay, go make a video for that. I've made it for the second channel, and then as I'm going through it, I'm finding like more and more stuff that like secrets within the trailer. I'm like, okay, I got to do a main channel video for this. I got to do like a little bit of a story background video. So we did that, but throughout the day, more and more kept coming out, and J God actually has a video which he titled Verdansk dates confirmed plus new Warzone leaks, and based off of his thumbnail, it appears as though he maybe found some stuff within the menus in Warzone. So I thought we would dive in and check out what he has to say.
Countdown to April 3rd being the launch. So we finally got the Verdansk trailer, which the official countdown to April 3rd being the launch date. Prior to this, everything was pretty much leaks. We knew it was they were saying it was coming with season 3.
Oh, also, there's some new leaks that came out last night that I don't know if he'll cover in this video. So if he doesn't, I'll pull them up. But
now we know it's officially going to be at the start of season 3. So the new trailer shows off kind of a lot of stuff. It's actually high graphic.
So that's the bunker code. I think I was the first person to find that. I tweeted that out pretty much right away.
They usually kill trailers, so I don't expect any different from Call of Duty. They still got a.
What is super interesting about this trailer, and a bunch of people pointed it out to me after we've been talking about Battlefield, no skins in this trailer. Base military garb like it was in original Modern Warfare 2019, but as we know, that's not what it's going to be like once the game actually comes out. So once we get a gameplay trailer, I'm curious what type of skins we see in that trailer.
Product, which I don't have a ton of faith in quite yet. Obviously, these types of things give us kind of hype, and that's kind of what they're all about. So there's gonna be a little bit of hype and optimism around that, but they still got to deliver. Within the trailer,
this is the Kilo, I believe. And then this is probably the most outrageous character that we have, which is a Black Ops 6 character that came out season 2. So that's about as outrageous as it goes. And there is like a couple of spray paints in random places.
Confirmed some of the leaks as well. Looks like the Kilo is coming back along with the HDR. They show 2 different operators holding that. So that's pretty confirmed. And then there have been some leaks which we'll get into as well.
So the AMAX is the other leak. It's Kilo, AMAX, HDR.
Came out after all the stuff that came out today. They also tease some bunker codes. If you've used the bunker codes in Verdansk, you'll know kind of like how long those digits are. But they actually teased one in the trailer, which was weird. Also used in Pawn Takes Pawn. So I don't know if that means that bunkers will be there day one. I don't necessarily think
maybe that's the reason for it, but I don't think that's the case. And I hope he explains why. If he doesn't explain why, I will.
So, but we got some leaks around that type of stuff as well. The countdown is also pretty interesting because it kind of just does some aerial view panning from one POI to another. I think there's like 4 or 5 different POIs that it looks at.
There's way more than 4 or 5. You can sit there for a while, and every once in a while it will hop to a new one, and it'll pop up on screen and say the names of locations. I've seen Block 17, I've seen Prison, I've seen Stadium, I think I saw Airport.
And what people are noticing is there are some minor changes if you look, but so minor that at a glance you wouldn't even know that they're different, which is kind of a good thing. Examples? But on top of where the Nakatomi Tower.
Excuse me? Are we skipping? Can somebody translate? What the heck? I haven't seen that one. JARV DINSK. Is that a specific location that I don't know about? SBOMENIK. Oh, so that is okay. That actually is interesting. So that is this. It's the type of infrastructure that is on the map, but specifically when you look it up, it gives you the monuments. So that's the one right here. So it's kind of right by Mill Base, Block 23, right in there. I didn't know that was the name. Okay, all right. Well, you learned something
Where
new.
the Nakatomi Tower was, we didn't really have a name for it in downtown, or at least I didn't. but the main building in downtown, now it has a zip that it looks like it goes up to the top.
Maybe that was the different
but
look
we'll
of
have
it.
to actually wait and see how that actually plays. I'm sure when we actually get a roadmap and a blog, we'll get a ton of screenshots.
Oh yeah, when we get the roadmap, it's going to be a thick section on this map.
They've been doing when they've given us new maps or new POIs, like we got with Area 99. Most recently, they had like every POI had like 42 images of like every different angle they could have taken in
Lazov Pass. Okay, I do remember that one.
high resolution. Those are kind of the main things that we got from that. So I think that's their first bit of marketing. Everyone's like, where's the marketing? Where's the marketing? No one's talking about it yet. Well, of course not. They got to do the marketing. Then people can start talking about it, especially for people that aren't actively on the game, which is a lot of people.
Most people
with
now.
all the player counts being in the gutters for the past, I don't know, 6 months to
Is
2
he
years.
not going to go over the big leaks?
However you want to view whatever the gutter was, but the player counts as low as they were, at least from the outside perspective, from what we can see from Steam charts or whatever the case is. That's all we can kind of go off of. They're lower than they were at peak Verdansk. So hopefully we can get back to those numbers. But regardless, this gives people something to at least talk about, and hopefully we could talk about some feature changes, the anti-cheat when that
Hopefully
roadmap
that
and
comes
blog
soon.
inevitably come out.
This
When
is
it comes to
the other weird thing with them putting out this trailer yesterday with like 24 days to the actual launch. Who knows when we're getting like season 3 roadmap, information about Ricochet, gameplay trailer for Verdansk, gameplay trailer for season 3. Like there's a lot of stuff that needs to come still, and I have no idea when.
additional leaks. One of the leaks that I'm happy to hear about, and I think a lot of people will be, is there's not additional water on the map. I think the edge of the map will still have the water. Maybe they'll do it like they did with Rebirth, and they made it swimmable, but not practical in any sense, because the water never, the zone really never goes over there. But realistically, where the dam, connect all the way from dam all the way down to prison, that little area is not going to have additional water for you to swim through or wade through or whatever you want to call it. The most important leak.
Are you talking about the bunkers there? We already talked about the bunkers. I don't think they will
in addition
launch.
to
We'll
maybe
get
the
into
Growl
that.
coming back mid-season or something like that, or even the following season, which is kind of like a W for Warzone, is that it sounds like the leak is that
Is this it?
each season,
Yes. Okay.
Warzone,
Here, I'll
the
pull it
map
up.
Verdansk will get an
doesn't
update
show
of
it.
some kind. So we should see returning POIs, maybe some changes to POIs, and maybe different things related to that. And I think that's where the bunker part comes in, where they're kind of teasing.
So this so first of all, this is his Twitter. He said, it's going to be so funny but cool when they bring back Pawn Takes Pawn alongside the bunkers for Verdansk as marketing for Black Ops 7. Interesting. Then he's got like a bunch of crap here, but Verdansk map updates, new and returning, are planned throughout Black Ops 6 seasons and beyond, potentially to keep people interested. They're not going to keep the map as OG March 2020 version forever. So honestly, doing what they probably should have done way back in the day, where they're going to have constant updates going on in Verdansk. It honestly should have happened like when Verdansk came out. Now I'm hoping we get intel. I'm hoping. That might be a pipe dream, but I'm hoping.
That part of it, and maybe we'll see certain events or with doors, and these are things that we were hoping for, but now we've gotten some leaks, and all the leaks that we've kind of talked
might
about
add water in the seasons,
have
maybe
basically come true. So Ghost of Hope has been a pretty reliable leaker. I don't know where they get their info.
Yeah, Ghost of Hope has been pretty on point.
But they pretty much hardly miss, so it's kind of good. I'm hopeful that those statements that they're making, and then Charlie Intel, Modern Warzone are kind of covering as well, kind of validates that those things are likely to happen. I don't know what inside sources they got, but that's going to be kind of a W part of it. I know we still got an event, I think, this upcoming week after the Turtle event.
Yeah.
And
So we have Thursday, we have the Shamrock event, which I'll probably be streaming. Try that out.
that'll kind of carry us over to the
April
Verdansk
3rd.
big drop, and hopefully there's some, more news, more intel, more
There's
about
gotta
it.
be.
That really puts the biggest concerns that I think people have at ease, because some of the biggest concerns that people have still about Ricochet and whether the anti-cheat will do anything. Most people are not optimistic, because they shouldn't be. Even though a bunch of cheat providers are getting shut down, that doesn't really matter if the anti-cheat still sucks. Somebody will make a new cheat that gets around the anti-cheat if the anti-cheat's not particularly good. So hopefully that's good. The other part is, like, how are they going to handle new players coming back to the game when it comes to the weapon leveling? Oh, cool, it's great we get the HDR, but is it going to have 50 levels and you got to level it all the way up?
That's a good point.
It's cool we're going to have the kilo, but is it going to have that VOK? Is it going to still feel and have that recoil pattern? And
this is an interesting
important
point.
Part that a lot of people don't talk about. I don't particularly care much about, but people bring it up, is the audio. How is the audio? How is the overall feel of the gun? Because a lot of things that we got away from when we switched from Warzone 1's engine, if you want to call it that, to Warzone 2, there's a lot of different visual fidelity that got lost.
It'll be interesting, because it'll be more of a one-to-one comparison than people are realizing. Like the audio, the way that things look, everything like that.
There's tons of stuff that got graphical improvements, but in terms of like clarity and sharpness, there's a lot that got lost. And I think a lot of that has to do with just anti-aliasing for old gen consoles, but that's a whole other conversation. I think that this is starting to generate hype. I wouldn't necessarily get the full-on hype just yet. I think there's still so much that they need to discuss, cover, prove.
Prove is the right word there.
Before we're like, yeah, we're back. I don't really think that it'll be something that anyone can say for a while, but hopefully this is like the juice that we need. There are people that still hate all this, and that's fine. I feel like it's a little bit forced when it comes to like Verdansk. I think Verdansk is a great map. If you didn't like it, that's okay. But I think the vast majority of people would rather have Verdansk over Urzikstan for a full second year. Al Mazrah was pretty good. It didn't really get to show its true colors because it had that terrible.
It's a lot of nostalgia, and that is worrisome, man. That is actually worrisome, right? Because nostalgia is exactly that. You go back to where you were in those days, and it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to have the same nostalgia. And I think a lot of people are going to be like, skill-based matchmaking is worse now. Like, right?
Terrible Warzone 2 feel. And some of those things still carry over to the game today, but we'll see kind of where it's at. I am looking forward to playing, because obviously Verdansk is a great map, but they still got to dial in some few bugs here and there and the anti-cheat, and we could be cooking. We'll see. Let me know what your initial thoughts were. What are you looking forward to? And what
you can hear the skepticism in his voice, like, as you should.
What POI change would you like to see from the base map? Because obviously if it's the base version, that means dam didn't change, salt mines are not there. Like, there's a bunch of different things that change throughout the years. Open stadium versus closed.
Yeah, see, this is what I think they're going to do. They're going to do like Fortnite OG, where they do things in the same order that they happened previously. So like season 5, they'll blow up in stadium. After that, they'll introduce the trains. After that, they'll do all this stuff. And hopefully they do it quickly enough where they can actually do some new things and not things that have just already been done.
Things along those lines. The underground train. The map had multiple changes to it that was fond of when the changes happened. We'll see if they continue to execute. Appreciate all the support on the content. Looking forward to more Verdansk content. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.
Bye. Okay, well, didn't mean to watch another video. But as far as Verdansk goes, he's right. It's gonna be fun. Like, there's gonna be probably a week where everyone enjoys it. But when you run into that first hacker, when the first game crashes, when the servers aren't working right, when you get into the first gunfight where that person is looking the other direction, that's where things are going to fall apart. And if they don't fix those, where are we left with? What are we left with? What's going to happen? I don't know. But right now, the hype is building. And I don't know when we're going to be getting more. I do not know when we're going to be getting more. And it's going to be a decent question as to when, if, what, when, how, why. A lot of questions.